Kiana.
Hi, Coach. How are you?
Oh, I didn't even see you there.
Hey.
You saw her.
All right, we have Crystal Luciano, head coach Krista Kilburn-Stabeski, and Ashane Durant. Start with an opening statement from Coach.
I'm proud, probably the first word coming out of my mouth, and having an overtime win against a solid team that's getting better and better. Their record does not depict what they are becoming as a team, and she does a great job as a coach to have them ready. And they were way better than they were last year. They just had a big GW overtime win. This is their fourth overtime win. So for us to get our first overtime win, to have a deficit in margin of error late in the game and be able to, rectify that, and just got great minutes out of everybody. No turnovers by this young lady, and just getting her even more and more involved in the offense as we go. Just very proud to have a win, 2 back-to-back, which we needed, and heading into finals and get ourselves ready to head down to St. Joe's after we ace the finals.
Ashana, you had 23 points in this game, ties a career high. A lot of those points came late in the fourth quarter overtime period. Did you feel the need to kind of take over scoring-wise, or did it just happen that way?
It just kind of happened, One of the things that Coach K says is try to be more aggressive on offense, so that's all I was trying to do.
I know for either one of you, early on when the shots just weren't falling for you, what was your mindset, saying just keep on shooting and just keep on going? Because I know when we talk all the time, that's what your mindset is.
Basically, yeah. I always keep telling, mostly Nay and a lot of the freshmen, I'm always like, keep shooting, like it's gonna fall. So just let's get a stop and keep shooting. That's basically everything that we say.
Crystal, you had 6 assists in this game. You had 10 in your last game. You, as an upperclassman, a leader on this team, you also played 44 minutes. Do you try to take the responsibility as that point guard, that leader on and off the court, to lead a team that does play 5 freshmen?
Yes. Kinda, yeah. I like to find my teammates. They're really good playing without the ball. Nay's very good at it. Anna, Liv. We have a lot of players that are very good setting without the ball. So I like to find them. I like to think that I'm pretty good at finding everybody. So. Yeah.
Coach, I know before the game you were talking about how the team alternated wins and losses for the last 7 games. Now you get 2 in a row.
Yeah.
So how could you guys build off this and move forward?
Yes, this was a big hurdle for them. I know I don't want them to necessarily think about all that kind of stuff. I'm always a little calculated how I want to talk too much about the stat sheet or talk too much about that. But we did. They need challenges and they need to be pointed, like I mentioned even in the last press conference. So I just said, just like getting 2 stops in a row, we need to get 2 wins. But in order to get the wins, you got to do the little things. You can't talk about the ending and the big picture without the stuff that we have to do to get that win. So I'm always very careful, about that. But for them personally, as they're growing here, important. You're 6-3. You're learning about yourself. We know what we need to work on. We know what is shaping up about what's important for us, and then that's where we just have to go back to the drawing board and keep working. Keep working. But just very proud of them to just grind down. I mean, this one was exhausted. I noticed their point guard played 44 minutes too, so it must be in the water. I mean, you rely on somebody. We have to get folks to come up. Crystal remembers her freshman year, being able to play through mistakes. We have Lex, he's got to be able to play through some mistakes. The only issue with that right now is that we have other people. We've got to get everybody else on par, because we can't have mistakes from a freshman post player, mistakes from a freshman guard, and missing, and mistakes from kids that are even not freshmen that hadn't played as many minutes as these 2. So we've got a lot of things that we have to clean up, because our margin of error, can't be 3 people on the floor making, game slippage mistakes. You're not going to win very many games like that. So I think it's like explaining that to them. It's not that you can't do it. Crystal had to play through a lot of mistakes her freshman year. She got a chance to play through those mistakes. I need to get to a point where I can have some other help for those people to play through those mistakes, so they can give these guys, some moments to find some rest. So that's what we're doing right now, and that's what this, rehearsal, as we have just a couple games left, two before we start CAA. So.
Marianne got the start today.
Yep.
What did you see out of her game?
I'm probably extremely hard on her, because I think she played 28 minutes. She's been a good defensive player for us, and I think we want her to score the ball a little more. I know Nay does. She found her several times in there. It's just confidence, because she's good. I'm sure these 2 guys can say that, and she's just getting these kind of minutes is going to help her come along, which in turn will give her a break too as well, right? So it's also just very proud of her. Just want her to keep getting better. Want her to be a little more offensive minded. because I know she's going to usually give us solid. People are coming at her. They went at her with an upperclassman post player today, and I thought she held her own. I mean, had a couple breakdowns, and then I was very proud of Sandra Gamo to come in. And Sandra's very happy about those two working with each other, and Sandra gave us something at that 5 that was on the floor, close it out for us right there, and that we needed that extra physicality, which Gamo provided. So, like I said, those are good things as we're growing, very good things.
Coach, you were outshot field goal percentage-wise by about 17%. How do you guys think you managed to win even though the ball wasn't going in the net like you thought?
Well, I've always been a defensive coach. I probably work more offense now in practices the last 4 years than I ever did in my first 6 or 7 at Hofstra. I used to be like 80% defense and then wonder why my offense wasn't working. But we do know that, playing defense is going to keep you in games. You got to score. But if you can't play defense, it doesn't matter how many points you're throwing up on the board. And these guys know that, and getting these stops. I mean, we've got to continue to get way better on our defense and on our help. But we know we're good enough on offense. We have actually a lot of scoring punches, so we just gotta kind of get over that little bit of a hurdle, because that's definitely glaring at us a little bit with our shooting percentage.
You shot nearly 30 3-pointers. Do you think you were a little overly reliant on the 3-ball in this game?
Shot 33 the last game. So, shot 22 today. We got a little crazy with it was 6 minutes in that fourth quarter, and I told the bench and then you guys, as you guys came up, I'm like, we don't have to jack up threes. We have time to grind it out, get the ball inside out, So I know, we got excited because we know, a couple of our kids, threes are just like layups for them. We have some kids that's like a layup. So, I think it's what we are. It's our landscape. It's kind of where we are. So we're trying to utilize those that have that skill, and then get other people's skill and utilize theirs. So, again, finding ourselves right now is what we're doing. Who can bring it for us night after night. Outside of these two anchors right here.
Then again, Crystal, you happy that you have a little bit of a breakdown after this?
So happy. Yes.
Yeah.
6 a.m. Sunday morning.
I will be there.
Coach, maybe perhaps I'm nitpicking. A couple of times in this game, and it's happened before, the team tends to go on a couple of stretches, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes, where you guys can't seem to find the bucket, a couple of like dry stretches. Do you think that there may be a particular reason for that, or is that something that just needs to be worked out as the season goes on?
I think night after night has been a little bit different. I mean, I think tonight we were rushing a little bit. I felt like we were shooting too quick. I felt like they saw a lot of things that were there, and we were just we were in a hurry. We need to be quick and not hurry. The other night against UMass, we were taking some poor shots that were leading in, because I kept saying we're doing okay on defense and we're doing here. How are they scoring? Well, we were taking some shots really that we weren't ready for, and they were scoring in transition. So I think we need to clean that part up. We need to, I've never been a coach that likes once, and I know a lot of college coaches do it. You don't shoot. You only shoot here. I liked in practice. I like in practice for them to understand what a good shot is. And I still got a few folks that need to understand that a little more in the game time for me before I start, unleashing here a little bit. Making that extra pass to the right shooter in the corner, and not you take that shot. And and I know it's all not in goodwill, not in evil will. And that's what's so good about this team. They you believe you're going to make that next one for them, but let's go with some percentages. Let's go with the odds here, and I think that's the smartness. That's what I even told Carson. I said, you got to play smarter. You got to play smarter. You're athletic. You're good. You're quick. You do all these great things, but you're not playing smart. And I think that's how we can clean up some of our offensive stuff here. You want them to figure it out, right? Because you don't want confidence as a shooter. Playing levels that I've played and stuff like that. The worst thing you can do is get in somebody's head on their offensive end. I'll fuss at the post for not focusing and finishing around that basket on the drop step, but I'm still not, fussing at them on that miss. You know what I mean? I mean, that's a very delicate balance. You can get on their butts and effort and their defense, talking and their body language and those kind of things. But you really have to have a lot of confidence offensively and really get on to the next play. So we'll clean it up. I'm looking forward to this time right now, so we can actually strategize a little bit and not flying everywhere to have a game. It gets tough, but we all know it does. So you kind of like learning from game experience. So I'm excited about having some downtime for these guys, and then really get to watch some film and get some shots up and find some things out about ourselves more. So good question. A little long-winded, sorry.
Anything else? All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice holiday, everyone.